Welcome to the final chapter of our journey through America's most mysterious abandoned places. In our last two episodes, we explored forgotten towns and crumbling mansions. But this time, we'll discover secret tunnels, hidden bunkers, mines that stretch for miles beneath our feet. And yes, those creepy tunnels under Denver International Airport that some say hide government secrets. Some of these places you can visit, while others remain locked away, hiding America's darkest stories. So, for one last adventure, join me as we explore 10 abandoned underground wonders, places most people will never see with their own eyes. Rhyolite, Nevada, rose from the desert after gold was discovered in 1904 by Shorty Harris and Ed Cross. Their find sparked a gold rush, and by 1907, the town had 5,000 residents. Rhyolite was no ordinary camp. It had electric lights, running water, telephones, a school, a hospital, and even an opera house. The John S. Cook & Company Bank was the most impressive building with its three-story building, Italian marble stairs, and beautiful stained glass windows that sparkled in the sunlight. It was a small underground city. But then, the gold started running out. By 1909, miners had taken most of the treasure from the hills. People packed up and moved away. By 1916, Rhyolite had become a ghost town. Almost everyone was gone. Today, visitors can explore its ruins, like the Cook Bank, the bottle house made from 50,000 glass bottles, and the old railroad depot. The 2005 science fiction movie The Island used Rhyolite as a spooky backdrop for their futuristic story. The 1998 film Six String Samurai also featured scenes shot in this ghost town. Recently, big companies want to build solar panels on nearly 60,000 acres of land near Death Valley National Park that would reshape this place forever. The boom may be long gone, but Rhyolite's story still captivates adventurers and historians alike. San Diego's smugglers' tunnels are some of the most advanced secret passageways in America, built to move drugs and people across the border undetected. Most start in Tijuana and lead to Otay Mesa, where loose soil and warehouses provide ideal cover. In January 2020, authorities found the longest tunnel ever, over 4,300 feet, with reinforced walls, ventilation, and train tracks. Just months later, another high-tech tunnel was discovered. In May 2022, a third tunnel, 1,800 feet long, was found with electricity, air systems, and tracks, leading to $25 million in drug seizures and 6 arrests. These tunnels are illegal and highly dangerous. When discovered, authorities seal them with cement. A special team called the San Diego Tunnel Task Force is always looking for new tunnels. Even though they work hard, smugglers keep building new tunnels, showing just how difficult it is to keep the border secure. Our journey now takes us to San Francisco's Chinatown, where one of the biggest underground mysteries still puzzles people today, the legendary Chinatown catacombs. For over 100 years, stories have been told about secret tunnels running beneath Chinatown's busy streets. People say these tunnels connected hidden opium dens, secret gambling halls, and safe places where people could escape danger. The legend says these tunnels were built in the late 1800s when Chinese immigrants faced unfair laws and violent attacks. Some believe the tunnels helped them stay safe and move around without being seen. But here's the mystery. Nobody can prove they existed. When workers dig under Chinatown, they only find basements, small tunnels, and old utility passages, not a huge secret network. So, are the catacombs real or just a myth? Maybe the tunnels were just connected basements. Or maybe people made up the story to make Chinatown seem more mysterious. What do you do when your city keeps flooding? In the 1860s, Sacramento had a bold idea. They lifted the whole city. Sacramento sat between two rivers, and heavy rain often turned streets into lakes. The Great Flood of 1862 was so bad that boats replaced carriages. City leaders knew they had to act, so they decided to raise downtown by 10 feet. Workers built higher streets and filled in dirt, creating strange underground spaces. The first floors of buildings became basements, and gaps beneath sidewalks formed hollow chambers. Some were used for storage, while others were forgotten. Today, these hidden spaces are like time capsules, showing Sacramento as it was in the 1860s. You can even tour them at the Sacramento History Museum. But these underground areas face modern issues. Some have become shelters for homeless people, causing safety concerns. Now, the city is working to protect both history and those in need. Fort Delaware is a spooky old fortress on Pea Patch Island in the Delaware River. Built in 1859 to protect Philadelphia and Wilmington, it never saw battle but became a Civil War prison, holding over 12,000 Confederate soldiers. The fort has secret underground tunnels, including sally ports for sneaking in and out and passageways beneath the water-filled moat. Soldiers also stored gunpowder in underground rooms to prevent deadly explosions. But Fort Delaware isn't just historic, it's haunted. Visitors report cold spots, ghostly footsteps, and even sightings of soldier spirits. The fort has been featured on Ghost Hunters due to eerie happenings. You can visit by ferry from Delaware City, where guides dressed as Civil War soldiers lead tours through dark tunnels and prison cells. The island is also home to thousands of nesting birds. Just remember, no pets allowed. Maybe they sense the ghosts better than we do. Next on our abandoned places journey, Cheyenne Mountain Complex in Colorado, which is a massive military bunker built inside a mountain. During the Cold War, the U.S. carved out this secret base under 2,000 feet of solid granite near Colorado Springs. Built between 1961 and 1966, it was designed to survive nuclear attacks. Inside, they didn't just dig tunnels. They built 15 three-story buildings on giant springs to absorb shock from explosions. The entrance has 25-ton blast doors that could withstand a nuclear blast. This fortress was home to NORAD, where the military watched the skies for enemy missiles. In 2008, most operations moved to Peterson Space Force Base, but Cheyenne Mountain remains a backup command center. Movies like War Games and Interstellar featured this epic location. Sadly, you can't visit, but the Peterson Air and Space Museum offers more info. Just imagine working inside a mountain, knowing you'd be one of the safest people if disaster struck. Our next stop takes us to Kentucky, where we'll explore the incredible Mammoth Cave. Now you might be thinking, wait, isn't Mammoth Cave a tourist attraction? Well, yes and no. While parts of this massive cave system are well-traveled, there are hundreds of miles of abandoned passageways that most visitors never get to see. Scientists have mapped over 400 miles of tunnel and chambers, and they're still finding more every year. Over millions of years, rainwater slowly carved out the cave's giant rooms and tiny crawl spaces. Native Americans used the cave thousands of years ago, and during the War of 1812, miners dug out saltpeter for gunpowder. Imagine working in the pitch-black tunnels with only a small oil lamp. One of the cave's spookiest stories is about Floyd Collins, a cave explorer who got trapped in 1925. Rescuers tried for weeks, but he didn't survive. Some say his ghost still haunts the cave. Visitors have also reported strange lights, ghostly figures, and eerie voices. You can tour parts of Mammoth Cave, but most of it remains abandoned, unexplored, and possibly haunted. Would you be brave enough to venture into the darkest corners of Mammoth Cave? Let us know in the comments. Next is St. Paul, Minnesota, a mysterious Wabasha Street caves. But they're actually man-made tunnels carved right into the sandstone cliffs way back in the 1840s. At first, workers mined sand for glass, and later farmers used the caves to grow mushrooms in the dark. In the 1920s, during Prohibition, the caves became a secret speakeasy where people drank and danced in hiding. Famous gangsters like John Dillinger and Ma Barker hung out here planning crimes and escaping the law. After Prohibition ended, the caves reopened as a fancy nightclub called Castle Royal. But things turned deadly when 3 gangsters were shot during a card game. Legend says that one night, 3 gangsters were playing cards in what's now called the Fireside Room. An argument broke out, and suddenly, bang, bang, bang. All 3 were shot dead by rival gang members. If you visit today, tour guides will show you bullet holes still visible in the fireplace from that deadly night. Some visitors say they've seen ghostly men in old-fashioned suits wandering through the caves or heard phantom music playing when nobody's around. Now people come for swing dance nights and tours to hear spooky stories and gangster tales from the past. Our next stop is the underground tunnels of Denver International Airport. When the airport opened in 1995, it had a $200 million high-tech baggage system. But guess what? It never worked. Now miles of empty tunnels sit abandoned beneath one of America's busiest airports. But here's where it gets crazy. People think these tunnels hide secret bunkers, Illuminati headquarters. There are even people who believe the tunnels might connect to secret alien technology or underground bases. Some believe they go much deeper than the airport admits. There are creepy murals that some people think show the end of the world, strange symbols on the floors, and even a giant blue horse statue with glowing red eyes that actually killed its creator when it fell on him during construction. No joke. The airport plays along, even joking about lizard people on signs. Officials say the stories aren't true, but isn't that exactly what they'd say if they were hiding something? Our final stop is Quincy Mine in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, a once busy copper mine nicknamed Old Reliable. The mine opened in 1846 back when the area was covered in thick forests. Workers had to cut down tons of trees just to start digging. And remember, they had no power tools. But their hard work paid off when they struck rich copper deep underground. For nearly 100 years, miners dug deeper and deeper, over 9,200 feet down. That's like stacking 30 football fields straight down. But by the 1940s, mining became too expensive and Quincy shut down. When the pumps stopped, water flooded the lower tunnels, turning them into an underwater ghost town. Today, Quincy Mine is part of the Keweenaw National Historical Park, and you can still explore it. A tram car takes you down a steep hill to the entrance, where you'll step inside tunnels that stay a chilly 43 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. Above ground, you can see the massive hoist house the old railroad, and even the 1898 smelter where miners melted rock to get pure copper. Even though the mine is no longer active, its tunnels still hold the stories of the brave miners who worked there. Voila! We just explored 10 incredible underground worlds hidden beneath America. My brain is still processing it all. You know what's crazy? While we're up here walking around getting coffee and scrolling through TikTok, there are literally thousands of miles of abandoned tunnels, caves, and secret passages right under our feet. How wild is that? I don't know about you, but after researching this series, I'll never look at manhole covers or basement doors the same way again. This wraps up our 3-part abandoned places journey, and it's been my favorite to create. If you love this adventure, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next wild exploration. Drop a comment. Which underground spot would you visit? Mammoth Cave sounds cool, but Smuggler's Tunnels? No thanks. See you soon.